Welcome to Muffed. Tough year, and we owe you the story. Muffed! Jayden Daniels finished 2025 as the number 34 quarterback in total PPR scoring and the number 17 quarterback in PPR per game among passers with 6 or more games played. That gap tells you almost everything. When Daniels was on the field, he was a startable fantasy quarterback. He was only on the field 7 times. The reigning offensive rookie of the year played 4 full games before a cascade of injuries, a sprained left knee in week 2, a hamstring strain in week 7, and a dislocated left elbow in week 9 that he re-aggravated in week 14, ended his year. Washington went 2-5 in his starts and 5-12 overall, with Terry McLaurin missing half the season on a quad injury and the defense ranking as the 2nd worst in the league. This wasn't a sophomore slump, it was a season the data barely got to evaluate. Now let's dig into the numbers, because the per game profile is more interesting than the cumulative line suggests. Daniels averaged 16.3 PPR per game, solid mid-tier quarterback production with a genuinely steady floor when healthy. 6 of his 7 games landed between 15.2 and 21.6 PPR, a tight band with no true ceiling spike and only 1 floor collapse, the 2.7-point disaster in Minnesota where he got hurt and exited. Strip that game and you're looking at a mid-teens floor every week, anchored by his legs, 278 rushing yards and 2 scores on 58 carries, which prorates to roughly 675 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns over a full season. The passing efficiency, though, took a real step back. His completion percentage over expected was minus 3.9%, his total passing expected points added was minus 5.8, and his average intended air yards sat at 7.5 with an air yards to sticks number of minus 1.4, meaning he was throwing short of the sticks on average. 8 passing touchdowns against 3 interceptions is fine counting production, but the underlying efficiency was below the league bar in a way it simply wasn't in 2024. The single play that captures the season's identity came in Los Angeles in week 5, 4th and 7 from the Chargers 8, 1 minute and 14 seconds left, Washington up 20-10. Daniels stepped up and hit Deebo Samuel for the 8-yard touchdown to seal the road win, worth plus 4.7 expected points added, the highest leverage play of his year. That's the version of Daniels the fantasy market drafted in August, 4th down dual threat red zone closer, rushing floor with passing upside on top. The problem in 2025 wasn't that version of him, it was that version only existed for 7 games. Muffed! Daniels finished as the number 34 quarterback in total scoring and number 17 in per game scoring, a steady mid-tier fantasy starter when he played, derailed by an injury arc that cost him more than half the year. The one real on-field weakness in the data, his passing efficiency cratered with a completion percentage over expected of minus 3.9 and total passing expected points added of minus 5.8, both well below where a dual threat fantasy quarterback wants to live. That's Jayden Daniels' 2025. One quick note, if you want the same treatment for every player on your fantasy roster every week, head to muff.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.